So, spoiler alert for this video. I love this laptop so much that I've been actually daily driving it for the past, I'd say about a month, something like that. I've been flipping around laptops, I always do for my reviews. But this one here, I've been actually daily driving for about a month. I did not expect that to happen. This here is the HP Pavilion Plus. I did a review of a similar model to this before, I think last summer or something like that. This one here is a 2024 model, Intel Core Ultra. It's an extremely thin laptop, very, very thin. Ultrabook never looks thin on camera for some reason, but it is very, very thin, and it's all metal. Metal bottom, metal top, and the interior is also metal. It also has a 120 hertz OLED screen. It's a glossy screen, but it's not like absurdly glossy. It'll look probably a little bit more glossy on camera. It is relatively glossy though, I'd say there, which is interesting because it's not a touchscreen, right? A lot of the times the touchscreens are gonna be glossy, but it's fine. This thing has a truly outstanding screen, 100% DCI-P color space. It's just beautiful. I've been using it because it's beautiful. This one here, this model here has a Core Ultra 155H, and it does run at a reasonably high wattage. It's going to give you a ton of performance, not going to rival, some of the most behemoth CPUs out there in some gaming laptop type thing, but it's more than enough. I've been doing all of my 4K video editing on this laptop for the past month, I would say. I think about a month or so. Fantastic. It has a shockingly good keyboard. I mean, I'm kind of spoiling this whole video, but it has a shockingly good keyboard, good trackpad. It runs nice and cool for what it is. It's not loud. The speakers sound good. And I got it for 1,000 Canadian dollars. Open box, but on Best Buy Canada, I got it for 1,000 Canadian dollars. That's like 670 American. The value is kind of crazy. So let's jump into this review. And I'll basically show you why this has been my daily driver for the past month. It's not going to be kind of a first look type review because I've actually been just using it. But I'm moving on to a Mac challenge now for a month, so I have to retire it. It's just the way that things go for me, which is sad because I really love this laptop and I think it's something you guys should consider. I slept on HP for way too long. This thing is fantastic. This is not the HP that I grew up with back in university. This thing is fantastic. Ports are really nice on this laptop. The arrangement's a little weird. Left side has a USB-A and headphone microphone combo jack. I wish there was USB-C over here. Whatever, I've lived through it for a month because there's two USB-C here. Power, I use that one, and then that's a Thunderbolt port, Thunderbolt 4 port. HDMI, I do use that a fair bit, and then another USB-A. I wish the power was on the left side because often I have one USB-C. I would like to have one USB-C for power. On the other side, the one that I edit off, because I actually edit off of an external drive on this laptop. But it's fine. I just have them side by side. That's my only gripe there. Overall, though, the actual design of the laptop is extremely premium. Very thin. It will not show up thin on camera, but it is very thin. All metal. There's no flex on it. Right? It's not the thickest metal out there. There are thicker metal laptops, but it keeps the weight down. Go like this here. Check the weight. It's not super light, but it's light. Right? That's a little over 3 pounds. All metal. So that's fine. Right? It's fine. It's supposed to be. Getting inside is easy. So to open the laptop is pretty easy. You just got to take your time. It's, very snug. These are kind of tucked in very snug. Just go around with the pick. I give a little bit of torque. I get that in there, and then I just go around the outside. I don't do too much twisting because it is metal. It's thin metal, but it is metal. I just don't want to bend it. So just take your time, go around like that. Metal bottom, right? Thinner, but it does add enough structure. I really like the internals on this laptop. It's quite nice for what it is. You only get one NVMe. That's the only real negative. I wish there was two NVMe's. It's off to the side here with an integrated heat shield. Kioxia drive under there. Very nice. Speakers are a little strangely oriented, kind of coming at the user. When you're on a desk, it's quite nice because they bounce off the desk and come in right to you. But if it's on like a blanket or something or on your lap, you can potentially muffle it. Sides don't have as much of an issue, but it does kind of bounce off the desk. Yeah, it's good. 68 watt-hour battery. Good for this Core Ultra. This thing does spin down relatively well, so it doesn't drain a ton of battery. This thing has pretty darn good battery life overall. Wi-Fi is upgradable. RAM is not upgradable, so I would recommend getting this with 32 gigabytes. This is a very nice laptop. You're probably going to use for a very long time. I'd recommend getting 32, especially because the iGPU, the Arc graphics, will steal some of the RAM, especially for gaming. Fans are nice. They're not annoying by any means. They have that kind of lower turbulence style setup there. I do not find them annoying by any means. I find them pretty quiet. And there's actually two of them with two heat pipes for a 155H, and it's not a super high wattage 155H, so this thing runs very cool. I did add PTM 7950 underneath there. I think maybe it brought down the temperature slightly. I don't know. It's basically the same. Overall, it's very nice. Having two fans with two heat pipes on just an iGPU system like this, it runs very cool and very quiet as a result. It doesn't have to just spin this like a single fan, just ripping all the time to keep it cool. it doesn't have any issues like that. So looking good. There's your RAM up there, kind of just exposed. Looking nice though. I'm very happy with the inside of this laptop. My only negative is I wish there was a second NVMe. Don't really know where they would put it. I guess they could maybe, rearrange some of these chips here. Maybe have something in there, I guess. There's not a lot of room in here because there's a lot of fan and cooling, but I'm sure they could figure something out. But overall, very nice. Normally my laptop reviews can be a bit long. This one, I've been using this laptop so much, I think I can just probably rip through this one and save you guys some time. Fantastic laptop. Specs, very respectable. 155H Core Ultra, awesome. Very high performance. You'll see when we get to Cinebench benchmark tests. Also comes with Intel Arc graphics, awesome. Performs very well, especially because you get access to slightly more watts than something like an MSI Claw. Works very well. 32 gigabyte soldered RAM, runs fast, 7,467. Great. Kioxia drive, awesome drive. I've been using it all the time. Wi-Fi is good, Wi-Fi 6E, no problems with that. Intel Core Ultra, very nice. Screen is very nice on this laptop, if I can get that to open. Go with that there. 120 hertz refresh rate, or dynamic, so right now it's 60. It'll switch between them. 1800p on a 14-inch screen is very crisp. And it's also going to be OLED screen. And that's one of the reasons this laptop really pulled me in. It's such a nice laptop. You can see there, the reds are incredibly vibrant. It doesn't even look like that on camera. Such vibrant reds. Very nice. And then you have obviously absolute blacks because it's an OLED. Bring that down. I see about that right there. Absolute blacks, a little bit glossy, very bright in my office right now, so that's fine. Reds looking fantastic. No crushing of the reds. I mean, all the colors look so nice. Come in here. Beautiful, vibrant greens as well. One of the nicest laptop screens I've used. 120 hertz OLED screen. HP absolutely nailed it here. It does have high saturation, which is depending on your calibration needs. It's up to you. I like it. I think it's quite bold and beautiful, especially when you're watching content. This thing is a content killer machine because it's so vibrant. It's bright and saturated, and it looks amazing in watching media, movies, and gaming. I mean, you can game on it. It's got 155H Core Ultra, Intel Arc graphics. So I've been playing things like Baldur's Gate on it. And it's just beautiful. So yeah, really, really, really nice laptop screen, obviously. Interestingly, the speakers I'd actually call the weakest part of this laptop, and they're good speakers. So that's going to say a lot. But yeah, they're good speakers overall. They're just like, I've been using some other staggeringly nice speakers recently, so. Turn it up. Really nice speakers. The only laptops that really are going to beat this out from Windows laptops are going to be some of the Lenovo Yoga, the Yoga Pro, high-end Yoga Pros, and some of the Asus G14, G16. They'll beat this out. Otherwise, I mean, I didn't expect it to be, on a Pavilion. It beats out a lot of business-style laptops, consumer-level Ultrabooks like this, student-style laptops. It's just going to beat them all. It's a really, really nice set of speakers on it. Like I said, only really beat out by some of the Yoga Pros, some of the Asus high-end Asus laptops. Those are the only ones that I've tested from Windows that are better. It's not going to compete with an Apple product, but you can, of course, actually get some support type stuff, but you can get some HP updates in here, and I maintain those, right? It's been my daily driver, like I said. It's nice. You can come in here and you can get all your updates, BIOS updates and that. Awesome. I do also install my Intel Arc graphics directly from Intel. I don't like doing it through OEM. I like to get it directly from Intel. Come in here. This thing pops up. Apparently I do have to update them, right? The HP software actually missed these, it looks like, because it'll have to tap in from the OEM to Intel. Intel will update themselves. So the Arc graphics are going to come out way faster here, right? Come in here, do your updates through here. So that's what I do. The charger that it comes with is also kind of cute. You get this 100-watt charger, which is quite powerful, pretty thin. And you get this like kind of braided cable, this fabric-y braided cable. That's nice. I haven't been using it, to be honest. I've just been using whatever USB-C 100-watt that I have around. Okay, let's check noise and temperatures, primarily here on Cinebench with hardware info. It doesn't run super noisy, but I'll just show you guys what kind of, this is performance mode here. Temperatures here. We're dumping a lot of watts, 56 watts. It doesn't sustain crazy high watts for a super long period of time, but it will sustain it for a while. giving you that burst workflow. Fans are off, by the way. I think they're on, but they're super quiet. 31, 32. They just turned on, very quiet. Still not throttling. Right there. Wattage coming down slightly after that initial boost, over 50. It'll sit around 30 to 40 or so long term. Just some quick benchmarks here. The Wi-Fi is good. This is in an area of my house that does not have good reception. That's why I do it there, and it runs pretty well overall. Obviously, if you right beside the Wi-Fi itself, it's going to go at 600, 700 megabytes a second. But even in this remote area of my house, it goes pretty quick there. So good signal on the Wi-Fi. SSD here is very good. It's a Kioxia drive, high-end Kioxia drive. Battery life on this laptop is really good as well. 155H just sips power when it's on idle, so you're going to be getting no problem 6, 7, even 8 hours of just idle kind of hanging out there, despite the 120 Hz refresh rate screen. If you are using it kind of mixed use, just going through YouTube, browsing, that kind of thing, just doing mixed use, I've been finding that I've been getting about 5 hours or so, sometimes 6 hours of mixed use. So overall, it's pretty good on battery life. Camera test here now. I've been using this for a few different meetings on and off, so the camera is fine. I have no issues with the camera at all. I don't have the best lighting. It is a very well lit room overall, but most of the light's coming in here. There's not nearly as much on the left there. A lot of the light's behind me and does a good job. Nice polling rate, and it looks nice. So overall, this is a good webcam. I like it. Perfect for meetings, and it'll probably outdo a lot of the desktop webcams there unless you're spending a lot of money. So good webcam. Hey, we'll pop in here, we'll do a little bit of Armored Core, fires the Rubicon. I'm not going to do all the overlays in that. We know what a 155H can do, and I've shown you what the CPU can do. What I just want to show you is that you can game on here. This game doesn't have scaling. It doesn't have DLSS that I know of, XeSS or FSR. So what I do is I just throw it on 800p, just kind of like native. Yeah, it runs really well. This is on high, by the way. The settings are on high. This isn't like an easy to run game. It's just very well optimized, and you can see it's just 60. I don't know why CPU says 0, but whatever. Yeah, it's just a 60 type experience, right? Very nice. And I mean, I could play through this for hours. This is just a proof of concept, realistically, to show you guys that it's going to be able to game very well. It's 155H. There's dedicated handhelds that use this chip, right? The MSI Claw, the high-end MSI Claw, uses the 155H. And this one here is a higher, better cooling, has way better cooling than a little handheld, and access to slightly more watts for boosting, basically. So you should get better performance. At worst, you'll get the same as the MSI Claw, if not better. And I found that the Intel Arc iGPU stuff has evolved a lot since launch. It was okay at launch, but it's come a long way now. It's actually quite good now. And you can see it's basically a 60 experience. Even the drops are like 55, right? So anyways, the moral of the story is you can game on this little laptop, and you're going to be able to game well. And it's not going to be casual gaming. Some people use the term casual gaming. It's not casual gaming. You're playing AAA titles, right? You're playing AAA titles from 2024. You're going to be playing AAA titles from 2025. What it is it's casual settings. So you're going to be playing these games not max, 4K Ultra, but you're going to be playing with good settings, respectable settings, and you're going to have fun, right? So that's basically the Pavilion in terms of gaming. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to have a blast with it. If you want to play games stealthily on a tiny little Ultrabook that's, this around the size of a MacBook Air, this is probably the one to get. It does very well. Okay, so conclusions, pretty straightforward. It's nice enough that I've been daily driving it for a month or so, maybe slightly over a month, which says a lot because I have access to a lot of laptops. I move through laptops a lot, typically. And I just basically kept using this one. Truly an outstanding keyboard, one of the nicest on an Ultrabook that I've used. I did not expect that. Trackpad is nice. It's not shockingly nice, but it's nice. Speakers are good, right? Especially for a Windows laptop. It's very good, especially for like a business style laptop. It's good. The positioning is a little weird, but it sounds good. Screen is really nice. As long as you're okay with a bit of gloss on it, it's a truly outstanding screen. It's very thin, right? All metal, metal bottom, metal top, metal lid. It's a thinner metal than something like, say, a MacBook, so it doesn't feel quite as sturdy as a MacBook, but that's fine. This thing costs $1,000 for me, Canadian open box. I think even new, they're like $1,200 or something like that. They're not expensive. That's Canadian. That's like 680 American dollars. It's nothing. 155H in here. It's a great CPU. Enough for gaming with the iGPU. CPU performance is really nice. Obviously, I've been doing all of my 4K video editing on this laptop. I switch around every now and then. When I'm doing a review of a laptop, I'll use that to do some editing. But this is my daily driver for the past month. I'm retiring it specifically because I'm doing a Mac challenge. Otherwise, I would not retire this laptop. I would keep using it. I mean, it's just a nice laptop. So that's the laptop there. I don't think there's really anything that I can be super overcritical about it. It's not super expensive, at least if you buy it on Best Buy. HP overprices their stuff on their website, but through Best Buy, at least Canada, this thing was a fantastic value, enough that I used it for over a month. If you guys know me, you know I have access to a lot of laptops. This one won, right? And it's an HP, right? So that's saying a lot, right? So there you go. That's the laptop there. HP Pavilion Plus 2024 model, Core Ultra 155H. Really a nice laptop.